Hello everyone, welcome back for another video. A lot of the times we like to talk about our level up journey. We like to talk about how we're going to get there. We like to talk about, the steps that we're going to take, the habits that we're going to quit to be able to step into that next version of ourselves. But we never talk about the things that you have to let go of and the peace you have to make with yourself that you are no longer that old version of yourself. So I want to kind of discuss in a very vulnerable setting, because today I'm going to be, unpacking some of my own things with you guys today, that you need to be able to say goodbye to the old you so that you can step into the next chapter in your life. So I go for a morning drive every single morning. It's just my way of doing something that feels very self-care related prior to doing like any consults or any work for the day. It's just me time. And normally I'll just play some music and relax and whatever. But today I got kind of emotional. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It was an emotional morning because I was doing a lot of reflecting. I was kind of thinking about my past and all of the things that I went through to get here, all of the people that I had to lose and how I had to outgrow certain situations in my life. And I really am at such peace with it, but it is a bittersweet moment. And I feel like something that a lot of you guys could relate to is wanting to shed the skin of your old self, but not really knowing how. And as someone who has officially done that, it is the weirdest feeling ever. It is so weird living the most peaceful, content version of yourself. And it takes a lot of strength, it takes a lot of vulnerability, and it takes a lot of pain, to be honest. And I had to go through so many different seasons of weirdness, depression, anxiety, uncomfortability to get to where I am today. And I think that if you can relate in any way to wanting to achieve your goals, to wanting to step into the best version of yourself, the best season of your life, and to start your life with full self-care and self-love, this video is going to be for you, because I am going to talk about all the things that people don't talk about when you are getting into your leveling up journey, and some of the things that you kind of have to get real about, because we as people tend to think that if we do certain habits and routines that we can get to where we want to get to in life, but they don't really talk about all of the things that you have to release and get rid of, and how you even have to kind of shed your own skin, the skin that got you to where you are today, but that you no longer need. So we're going to get into that today. I hope that you guys enjoy today's girl chat. It's going to be very all over the place as per usual. I actually have men working in my house right now, so I am just in my own little world right now, but I really felt called to make this video today. And homeowner problems, we're getting the AC taken care of today. I want next summer to be extra cool. So I'm doing all of the homeowner queen activities today while also getting my coin. Don't play with it. But yeah, if you guys like these types of videos from me, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below and follow me on Instagram. And yeah, let's just get into all of the uncomfortable truths that you have to understand in order to step into the next version and chapter of your life. So I'm going to be discussing all of these things in chapters versus points, because I think that each chapter is super important. So let's just get into it. Okay, so chapter 1 in leveling up, but having to face uncomfortability, is to say goodbye to the things that are no longer serving you. When I was trying to elevate in my life and I was working towards my goals, because for me, my goals and dreams were so specific and so real for me. And I felt very called. And I can do an entire video in the future about how I felt guided by God to do all the things that I've done, because it's deeper than just money, power, fame, success. It's nothing like that. I felt so deeply called to do what I do today that everything that I did to venture out to do other things, God was like, no, that's not going to work. You're being called to your purpose. So this journey was very personal and it was very real for me. And one of the big things that I really had to understand was that I had to say goodbye to people, to myself, and to things that were no longer serving me. I need you to sit with yourself for a moment and really get real. Our intuition is very real. Our intuition guides us. What is your intuition telling you? Are you outgrowing those friendships? Are you outgrowing that long-term relationship you've been in? Are you outgrowing your environment, your city, where you live? Do you feel not called to your purpose in the circumstances that you're in? If that feels intuitively like it needs to change, it's because it does. I knew that if I wanted to embark on my leveling up journey, I had to make really difficult decisions that were going to cause me temporary pain. And this is the difference between those who become successful and those who don't. Those who become successful choose the route that is a little bit more difficult in order to get to where they need to get versus the route that feels more comfortable, feels easier, and feels less painful. Because the truth is, why would we want to put ourselves through pain? I know I didn't. When I had to end my relationship, when I had to move out of my parents' house, when I had to stop hanging out with certain people, it was really uncomfortable because what was comfortable was doing those things, was, having those people in my life because it was like a security blanket. A lot of the times people cannot be good for us and not be good for our journey. But the truth of the matter is they do feel good in the moment. They feel safe and secure and comfortable because it's all you know. So once you've said goodbye, it's time to let go, and that is chapter 2. Letting go of the things that you said goodbye to. And I mean making genuine peace and solace with these things. Because one thing I have learned in life is I have allowed my pain to guide me in a good direction. I don't view my pain as a weakness, as a hindrance. I view it as I've redefined it to create more in my life. I have never felt like I've made a decision that wasn't for me. And I think it was because there was so much consideration and thought behind things that in order to truly move forward, level up, and become the woman that you want to be, you do have to let go. And I mean fully let go. That's not to say that you can't love from afar. That's not to say that you can't, visit your family in that old town that you used to grow up in and find, beauty in the little things. It's truly saying that once carried me to where I am today, but now I'm ready to just spread my wings and be a different person. I think what made me so emotional today on my drive was realizing that what once caused me so much discomfort, anger, bitterness, now feels like a lifetime ago. And now I kind of am able to look at it from a point of view of, wow, that really got me here. I really feel comfortable with where I'm at. And I wouldn't be the person I am today if I didn't go through that. I put myself through very difficult journeys because I wanted something better. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. A lot of people are going to call you selfish. They're going to think that it's weird that you are constantly choosing yourself because most people choose other people, choose circumstances that are comfortable, and choose to be content and complacent. But when you choose you and choose your dreams and choose your goals, and you have a bigger dream and thing at hand that you really, really want, those things are easier to let go of. And now where I'm at is I have such a different perspective on things. What once caused me to feel like, did I make the wrong decision? Did I do that? No. I know I am where I'm supposed to be. I really want you to sit with yourself and figure out how you can redefine your pain, how you can let go of the past, and how you can move forward. I really think it's important that we don't bring who we were in our past life into our new life, into the new version of ourselves. It is so irrelevant. I speak to girls every single day on consults who have experienced some extreme hardships in previous relationships. They have went through severe trauma. And today it greatly affects them. And that's not to say that it shouldn't, because it should. It should affect you in some way, right? But when you allow it to define you and you want better, but you're constantly revisiting that thought all the time, the truth of the matter is it's because you haven't let it go, okay? Your past does not have to define your future if you don't let it. So just let it go. You can have it in the back of your mind. You can have it being something that is a part of your story, but it doesn't have to be the remainder of your story. Chapter 3 is figuring out who you are and who you want to be. Now, of course, in our leveling up journey, we kind of have an idea of who we are. Ooh, the sun just went behind a cloud. We kind of have an idea of who we want to be, right? So when I was leveling up, I was thinking about, I want to be a YouTuber. I want to have a nice house. I want to have a car. I want to, all of these things, but I wasn't thinking about like the specifics, the details. It's time to really sit with yourself and do that, okay? What kind of dreams does this person have and how do they actually achieve them? Really sit down and figure out who you are, who you want to be. A lot of the times when we are under our parents' roof, when we are conditioned by society, when we are in relationships that are distracting us, when we have friends that are not the best influences, a lot of the times we really don't know who we are. Who are you outside of all those distractions? Figure it out. And who do you want to be? Because you don't have to be stuck in who you are. You can always propel and figure out, okay, well, who do I actually want to be moving forward? So that is something that I really want you to do. And for me personally, like, I know what I really wanted, and a lot of the times we kind of know in the back of our head what we want, but we don't actually want to say it out loud because it scares us, right? So for me, I wanted to be self-reliant, not only like financially, but also like emotionally. I think I relied a lot on other people for my emotional well-being, and now I do not. I think that something that really has made me feel good was knowing that any person that comes into my life, friendship, relationship, or whatever, will be an addition to my already great life. Not me needing it, not me feeling like it's lacking in my life. I am able to provide that for myself. So who are you? Who do you want to be? And how do you want to be moving forward with a person in your life or with your dream? Who do you see yourself as when you step into your dream career, when you step into your dream relationship, when you step into your dreams of, achieving certain things in your life, whether it's buying a home, buying a boat, traveling the world, whatever that is, who is that person and how does she live her life and how does she move about it? Chapter 4 is reflecting from a place of happiness and peace. This is huge, okay? So today, when I was emotional in the car and I was driving and I was crying and thinking about all the things I've been through, it wasn't coming from a place of extreme sadness. It wasn't coming from a place of hatred in my heart or bitterness. It was bittersweet. It was bittersweet because I can't believe how far I came. And sometimes I don't even recognize myself because who I once was is nothing of who I am today. I am so much stronger. I am so much wiser. I feel satisfied and happy and content in things that I never thought I would feel satisfied, happy, and content in. So it's really reflecting from a place of happiness, peace, and understanding. You want to be able to understand why you have the things you have, why you left the things you left, and be at peace with that, knowing that it was for the greater good, it was for a better purpose. And if you feel like the decisions that you make you're unsure of, I really want you to think them through, and I want you to feel like you're making the right decision. Now, granted, I do believe that God really truly guides me in life, so I don't believe any decision that I make is a bad one. I always think that even if I maybe made the wrong choice, I always feel guided in the right direction pretty soon after. But overall, everything in my life has been a lesson. It has been something that I've been able to learn from. It has been something that I've been able to grow from. And I want you to view it as the same thing. I don't want you to reflect from a place of anger and hatred. And a lot of the times we really allow our previous life and the memories we shared with people and things like that to give us so much discomfort because we don't have it anymore. I am freeing myself of being obsessed with the past. I have freed myself from that for a while, but even more so now, I am able to say that every experience I had was meant to be in that time slot that it was in. And it has shaped me, molded me, and allowed me to be better for my future situations that I'm in. And I don't view it from a place of, I'm angry and I'm mad and, I don't want to move on. I don't want to move forward. No, moving on and moving forward is a good thing. It means you're growing. And allowing people to have the freedom to do that as well that were once in your life is beautiful too. Chapter 5 is forgiveness. Forgiving yourself and forgiving others. When I stepped into the best version of myself, I no longer had hate in my heart for things that people have done to me and things that I have done to myself. When you are in a growing stage in your life, when you are in a transformative place, a lot of the times you hold a lot of resentment because you're very sensitive, okay? So if you beat yourself up, you're giving yourself, a lot of shit for that. And then if somebody else is giving you shit, it aggravates you as well. What I did when I became who I am today, a lot of the things that had happened in the past to me were so minuscule in the grand scheme of things because I am so happy and content in my life that I don't hold on to any argument, any disagreement, or even just the things I've done and said to myself. I know that it was coming from a place of, me just not being happy, me feeling like I was misunderstood, that I was misguided, that maybe me and a person just weren't seeing eye to eye. That's not to say that every relationship that you have, had outs with that you need to mend, but you need to mend your relationship with how you feel about it. Forgive and forget, okay? Forgive and forget. I think that for me, what has been my biggest blessing is And what has allowed me to even be closer to my family and my friends was, of course, there were some things that had transpired over the years that irritated me, hurt me, and broke me down. But when I got to a place of comfort and love and adoration for myself, those things no longer were held in my heart. I genuinely have moved on. And let me tell you something, moving on is the best thing you can do for yourself. It really is. And I mean genuinely moving on. And the best way to move on and move on up is literally by doing your self-love journey, taking care of yourself, and doing everything you said you were going to do. Because you never really care what those that were against you said when you finally have achieved the things you said you were going to do. Therefore, your issues with your family, your issues with your friendships, your issues with people who have said this and that to you, your issues even with yourself, they all just subside when you finally get to a good place within. Things that once burdened me and angered me no longer hold any space in my life. The release is beautiful, and it has allowed me to have really beautiful relationships moving forward. And I really am able to cultivate genuine, healthy things. Now, that's not to say that if somebody now starts to attack me and I feel like they're jealous, envious, or angry, I just create distance. I no longer associate. But everything else can just be mended. And I love the feeling of forgiving, not only myself, but others. And chapter 6 is welcoming in new opportunities of love, blessings, and greatness. I think that this is the most exciting part of saying goodbye to the old you. Saying goodbye to the old you is allowing new. It really is. And I think a lot of people fear new. They fear the unknown. They fear just not knowing what's to come. I don't fear it. I am so excited for it. Anytime I have a date planned, anytime that I have a new opportunity presented to me, anytime that I feel like, oh my God, what is this next season going to bring? It doesn't make me anxious anymore. It makes me excited. And that's a beautiful way of looking at life. So I think that a huge part in leveling up and saying goodbye to the old you is viewing each day as a new opportunity to discover something and being optimistic and being, excited and have that light in your eyes again. A lot of the times when we are living day by day the same exact way for years, we have nothing to look forward to. But when we step into our new version of ourselves, there is so much beauty. There's so much beauty in the unknown. And I have released myself from the obsession of control because I used to want to control every little thing in my life. And when I stopped being so controlling and started viewing life as, even if something bad happens, something good happens, as it was necessary and it was a gift to me, I really feel the most at peace with that. And the more open you become and more optimistic you become, the more things will come to you. That is honestly the truth. So the more that I started being just excited about life and just opening my mind to new opportunities was when they actually came to me. So remind yourself, all of these things that we discussed, all of the weird uncomfortabilities that we have to endure to get to this part is necessary. And finally, when you attack all of those things and you finally check them off, you can rest your head knowing I am open, I am excited, and I'm optimistic. And for me, the most beautiful part about my life is I don't know what tomorrow holds. I hope that excites you guys as well. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone. Mwah.